We're here at the Pepsi Forum for the red carpet premiere of Goon, the new Canadian comedy. In fact, I shouldn't say just Canadian comedy, Canadian hockey comedy, starring the American actor Sean William Scott, best known for his role as Stifler in the American Pie film series, but also notably co-starring Baruchel, who's from here, Montreal. He also co-wrote the film with Evan Goldberg, who's Seth Rogen's writing partner. So the film is definitely going to have a distinct Canadian touch. Also in the film, Liev Shreiber, a pretty big American actor of film and the stage, as well as Marc-Andre Grandin, Quebec star of films such as Crazy. So we're pretty excited to cover this. We're here a little early. It hasn't gone too crazy yet, but trust me, it's going to be packed. What's it like working with Jay, because he co-wrote the script? So what's it like kind of directing him saying his own words, kind of?
Oh, it's amazing working with him. He's fantastic. I mean, he's such a great collaborator. And like, the nice thing about Jay is, sometimes you meet actors and, they kind of put on a front like anybody, and then the other shoe drops and they reveal who they are. But Jay's as advertised. He's a great guy and really open to collaborating. So I'd love to do it again with him.
So, can you talk about the challenges of making a film about hockey, specifically shooting the hockey scenes and making them visually interesting and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I wanted to capture hockey properly, and one of the challenges is just to get the camera going as fast as the players, but in the same breath, you're on an ice hockey rink, which is like one giant dolly track. It's beautifully lit. There's tons of nice bounce, so that's a nice thing. I think the biggest challenge of the shoot was just that we shot during hockey season, so ice time was at a premium. And that dictated like a 11 p.m. till 11 a.m. schedule. So we were literally vampires, like crazy, not even a graveyard shift, like a beyond a graveyard shift. And after 3 or 4 weeks of that, you start going a little crazy. So that's the hardest thing.
And can you talk about the experience of having the premiere here in Montreal, being here, where home of Jay, as compared to say
me, I've lived here for 10 years.
And you, yeah, as compared to say premiering in like Toronto or.
Toronto. No, Winnipeg was cool because we shot there, and then this is great. I mean, I watch RDS every day, The fact that they're doing a live feed here is incredible. Like, I watch l'Antichambre after every game. So it's amazing, yeah. I mean, this is the holy grail of hockey buildings, in my opinion. So to be able to screen it here is incredible.
So quick question, Jets or Leafs?
Jets. Jets. What are you talking about?
Sorry, my cameraman's a Leafs fan. I have
Fuck the Leafs. There we go.
Thank you for saying that.
Cheers.
5-6 years ago, my friend Evan Goldberg called me up and said, I met these producers and they want me to write a Canadian hockey movie. And he said, I don't know anything about hockey, but he had read stuff that I had written and said, my boy Jay Baruchel, he loves his hockey and he's not a bad writer. Maybe we could write it together. And so Evan and I came up with something we thought was a cool plot. And then 5 difficult developmental years later, we got to make this awesome flick.
Okay, and what's it like making a Canadian film like this versus a big budget American film?
I mean, if it was up to me, all my jobs would be up here. All my jobs would be up here. It's, I'll tell you the main difference, aside from being able to be in my own country, the main difference is we make our own movies up here. To get a movie made in Los Angeles, you have to humor the notes of 25, 30 different people. Up here, the government agrees to make our movie. They make our movie and it's hands off. We couldn't have made this movie in the States.
And before the release of Goon, what was the best Canadian hockey movie of all time?
Canadian hockey movie of all time? Well, to me, the best hockey movie of all time is Slapshot, hands down.
I was curious, before you got the script, were you a hockey fan?
Yeah, from a distance. And I never really played, and I met Dennis Potvin when I was a little kid, and that was very exciting to me. That always stuck in my head. And I used to watch the Rangers every once in a while, because I grew up in New York. But you wouldn't really say Jay is like hockey nuts, I wouldn't say I'm anywhere in Jay's league.
So physically, was this role like a real challenge, you'd say?
Yeah, I had to go to hockey camp for 5 weeks, and I fell on my ass a lot, and that was physically challenging, yeah. And I enjoyed it, though. It was really fun.
And certainly this is a comedy, but you're kind of the bad guy in it. Can you talk a little about finding kind of the right tone to play the villain in a comedy?
I don't think I'm the bad guy. I don't like it when people call me the bad guy. I don't think of my characters as bad. You think of yourself as bad? You wake up and you go, I'm the bad guy? No, you don't. So then I don't do that either. I think Ross is just another guy, you know, just another guy who's on his way out of an illustrious career as an enforcer, albeit in the minor leagues, but, you know, if I was an enforcer, that's where I'd want to be too.
What's it like being here in Montreal at kind of like just an average movie theater, really, for this kind of event, not like a big, like, huge place in LA?
It's the Forum, and it's my home, and I want to go across to Alexis Neon and see what's new at Canadian Tire.
So you'd say you're excited?
I'm excited, very, very.
What's it like being really, at least the only girl in this very male-centric film?
I had a blast. I mean, we just have really nice guys, like really across the board, some of the funniest, nicest individuals you can imagine. And I've never been on a set where people were just having that much fun all day long. When you're shooting in sub-zero temperatures at night in Portage la Prairie.
I'm from Winnipeg, as well as my Jets hat, so I'm very happy you said that. So can you say go Jets, not go Habs?
I will say go Jabs.
Okay.
I want to see every single one of you work your asses off until you puke your guts out. This is not baseball.